Alright, well I got my new heel installed here. Finished sanding it down. I basically just shaped this out with a belt sander and then did some finish sanding by hand once it got real close. And the contours and stuff are about as close as I can get without being able to sand both surfaces, because I want to just leave the original finish on the neck. And I may actually distress this a little bit. I'll get it when I get it put back together. If that piece looks too new for everything, I may distress it just a little bit to make it fit in. But anyway, that'll secure that rod a little better there, that back side where it's starting to show through, and just look better. So anyway, it's not perfect, but it's as good as I can do without refinishing the whole neck. So for this project, it's probably more than enough. So anyway, we've got pegs installed. All the pegs are installed, and I got the heel. So I think I'm pretty much ready to set the next step. So I will move on to that. Okay, just measuring for the neck here, and measured the distance. Got it marked out here on the can, so I'm going to punch that out. I think I'm going to drill in the center and then use some tin snips to cut it out. And I'm going to leave it a little bit small. I want it to be a really tight fit, so give that a try. Alright, so I got my initial hole cut, and it looks like it's going to line up pretty good. So now I've got to get my rod length. So I've got it in there all the way, and I'll have to figure for my angle too, but then I'm measuring the difference. Looks like about 1 1/8 inches. Then I'm going to have to take off the bottom of that rod, and that should give me my length. Okay, we're getting closer here. Got about 1/8 of an inch gap between the fretboard and the front of the can here. So I'm going to work that heel down a little bit. I'm going to sand it down on the rod until I close that gap up. Alright, time to set the neck on the Hobo canjo. That's what I'm calling it. So I've got the hole in their can and got the neck in there. And I have the rod just the right height. And I'm setting the tailpiece, trying to figure out how to attach this. And I think what I'm going to do, and it's going to work out really good, I've got a hole drilled here where the tailpiece goes, and I put just a pencil mark on the end of the rod. And you probably can't see here, there's probably enough light, but I line that hole up in the rod right with that hole, and then I'm checking my string height. And to do that, I'm setting my bridge on here. I just stopped because a spider just came down on me, and so anyway, we'll let him go and continue on here. So got my string height calculated. Okay, all finished up here, and kind of did a 1920s theme, or early century canjo. First one I've done, and had a blast building it, and ended up being a lot more bigger project than I had anticipated, because this neck had a twist in it. Of course, you saw in the videos, if you watch the build videos, had to straighten that neck, build a jig and straighten that, and new tuners, new nut up here, new fifth string nut, substantial heel work to get it to fit good. Fits really nice and tight. Made that new heel plate, which I probably need to distress just a little bit, and use that old Harmony tailpiece, which worked out really good. Screwed straight into the rod on the neck, so it's really nice and solid, holds tune great. Nice and tight neck, doesn't move around or anything. Quilla Nylagut strings, which I played around with to get volume. I pretty sure people haven't used these on canjos just because they're quieter anyway. But after tuning and playing with this and using a pretty tall bridge, can get some pretty good volume out of this. And so I'll get some videos of playing that here soon. But played it a little bit and seems to be pretty good. Just after about 30 minutes of playing, my thumb started beating a hole through the paint there, so I ended up putting a little piece of clear packing tape in that area. So, and that it hadn't worn anymore after that, so you can't really see it unless you're just at the right angle. But anyway, had a blast building it. Hopefully these videos are entertaining, and like I said, I'll get some videos up playing it soon.